Hi guys, this is Garrett from Inform, and today I want to show you a video of our write extension for Qlik Sense, how to write data back to a MongoDB. So writing data back to a SQL server is pretty standard, and you can see plenty of those examples in our YouTube channel, and see different use cases like hierarchical planning or just editing data, commenting, and others. But today I want to show you to write data into a NoSQL database, and it's a MongoDB. So to pull data out of a MongoDB is pretty easy in Qlik Sense because Qlik Sense is already delivering a connector inside the software itself. So pulling data out of a MongoDB is pretty standard. So I installed a local installation of a MongoDB on my laptop, and I pulled an example of a database from GitHub, and it's an example with books. So I have ISBN information, images if available from the covers, and I have a title and a description. And I display all this information inside a write back edit extension table. So this is a flat table, pretty much like a standard Qlik table as well. But here you can start editing and creating new data. So for this use case, I hooked up this table with our backend which is running on my local laptop as well. So I told this extension to write to our endpoint, and in this endpoint I configured stuff like security, who's allowed to write back, which fields should go from Qlik to maybe called different field names inside the database. And I hooked up a Mongo connection inside our write back backend server. So in this write backend server, you can create database connections just like in Qlik Sense for pulling data. Instead, in our backend for write, it's for pushing data. So everything is set up and data is loaded, and now I can create a new data row. For example, here I create a new data set. I give it an ISBN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do not have an image available, XYZ. Title is my first book. And description, I just enter Garrett. And as soon as I hit the save button, the data will get stored into a MongoDB, and as you just noticed on the left-hand side, the count of the ISBN numbers were increased by 1, and this is just a regular standard Qlik object. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can now find this book, my first book, Garrett, and those are standard Qlik objects. So after the save event, immediately a reload was triggered, so the data was loaded into the standard Qlik data model. On the other hand, I can show you the MongoDB browser, how it looks like. So just to show you that the data was actually stored inside MongoDB. So this is the interface, the GUI to browse a MongoDB. So I will apply a filter and ISBN. Let's look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and find. And as you can see, you can find the object that was just created. It's Garrett and my first book. And now I want to switch back to Qlik Sense, and let's edit the data. So the description is Garrett. So I want to change this maybe to, I don't know, Garrett. Example text whatever. And this is now not an insert but an update, so let's check that. So the reload was triggered. As you can see, Garrett long example text. The ISBN is still filtered down to this number, and the title now is okay, still my first book, but the description changed. So let's see if the changes actually arrived in MongoDB. So let's try to filter this once more. It's in this case still Garrett and my first book, so I will refresh, and as you can see now it's Garrett and the long example text. So this was a very short video about our capability, how to write data back to a MongoDB. And in this case, I used the Write Edit flat table extension. If you're interested in more use cases, more examples, check out our YouTube video channels. We do have other videos for other source systems like SAP, Neo4j, and of course a lot of standard SQL databases. And you can reach out on Twitter at write-by-inform, or you can, for more information, of course, you can visit our website. It's write.bi. So this concludes my very short video about Write and MongoDB. Hope you like it, and bye-bye.